being portrayed is that of an I don't care attitude. When I say I don't care attitude, people are not thinking of the consequences of, their use of the social media. Yeah, they are not thinking about it. And if they do think about it, probably on the aspect of making money. Now, if you look at the social media, you will know that we have the producers of content, those who are using it. Good afternoon, sir.
Yes.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. God bless you. Good afternoon, Pastor Sam. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Good
Yeah, God bless
afternoon,
Yeah.
my wonderful host.
Thank you, sir. Once again, thank you for honoring me and accepting my invitation. Thank you very much, my pastors. God bless you.
Amen.
Our case study for today, based on the behavior and attitude on social media. Number one, on social media, what kind of behavior people sharing on social media that is creating havoc to the life of people? Also, what kind of behavior people share on social media that giving people the opportunity to excel in life, that make people to be more sustainable, that make people to recognize their state of mind. So by so doing, I have to call Pastor Sam on the attitude of our people on social media that creating anarchy, that creating havoc, that creating danger to the life of people. In another way around, we can also see that social media giving a lot of people advantage in how to excel in life, in how to sustainable in whatever they do. We can also see the advantages of social media that creating, giving people a lot of opportunity to discover themselves. So why social media of today bombarded with a lot of evil preaching, with a lot of bad motivations, and etc. Pastor Sam.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. When you look at the behaviors, the behavior of people generally on the social media, let me just say this. Really, it's as if people, and it's not just as if, actually, the attitude, the behavior being portrayed is that of an I don't care attitude. When I say I don't care attitude, people are not thinking of the consequences of, their use of the social media. Yeah, they are not thinking about it. And if they do think about it, probably on the aspect of making money. Now, if you look at the social media, you will know that we have the producers of content, those who are using it to pass across a message. It doesn't matter what the message is. And there are also people who are consuming the message. So we have the producers on one side, and we have the consumers on one side. You see,
Yeah.
on the part of the producers, they are just there to make money. Majority of them are after the money, how they can use it to better their life with respect to their bank account, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah. You see, so, but on the aspect of the consumers, you understand my point? They just come and consume, make use of the information that is out there indiscriminately. They consume indiscriminately. And of course, like you rightly said, that has led to a lot of damage. That has, led to a lot of damage. So to just summarize it, the behavior there is like, for the producers, I don't care as long as what I want to achieve is being achieved. On the consumer part, I would call their behavior that of, ignorance. For instance, now in looking at the media, the social media, you discover that even though there is an alarm being sounded, that the way you use the social media could damage your brain. Yes, it could damage your brain. People doesn't seem to, worry about that. They just go ahead to continue to use it indiscriminately. There are a lot of side effects, which, of course, as we go along, we're going to talk about. But the behavior generally is, well, I don't care. I just want to get this across there so that I can make money, Yeah, I can get followership, and then on the consumer part, I just want to enjoy myself, So I think that's been the behavior generally. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Pastor San from South Africa. Pastor Logun, how can social media affect the attitude?
Okay. Yeah, let me take it up from where Pastor Sam stopped. Thank you, Pastor Sam.
Thank you.
Let's first of all ask ourselves this question: why do people go on social media? They go on social media to trend, to gain popularity. They go on social media to make money, just as Pastor Sam said. People go on social media to search for old friends. People go on social media to announce their success or arrival. Yeah, I've arrived. People go on social media to cash cruise, fun. And of course, people go on social media to also tell lies. Now, looking at this one, say, okay, let's take the two important one, that is to make money. People will do anything in life to make money, whether it is a show of shame or not. So people will do it to make money. We have forgotten, just as Pastor Sam said earlier, social media will never forget your past. Whatever you upload today remains there for life. Even when you don't remember again, social media won't forget. So we have forgotten this implication. We have forgotten that displaying a show of shame today, time do change. So displaying a show of shame today can be popular. Is it going to be popular in the next 5 or 10 or 20 years? Now, what if someone is displaying a show of shame at a time when he or she is still poor? And now riches has come, you want to earn respect in your society. But the things you left behind in the social media will keep coming back. So in a way, social media is something we need to approach with respect to our today, with respect to our potential future, with respect to our own family members, immediate family members. So if you can't think of yourself, think of all these people that will be affected by your behavior when you display it in a place where it can no longer be erased. So social media, back to your question, yeah, social media has its own challenges. It has its own disadvantages, which we need to be careful about. Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor Logan. Pastor Sam, on this area of social media that creating anarchy, creating havoc. At the same time, we see on this social media whereby some people meet their destiny helper. We've seen this how this social media creating chaos. The young ones go on social media, see how they can commit suicide, see how they can practice how to shoot guns. On this same social media, some of these young ladies go there to find out how they can abort pregnancy. On this social media, some people go there how to become aya killers or assassin. On this social media, some people go there to create downfall, interfering to family affairs, interfering to another someone's affairs that is not concerning them, creating what is not. We see this social media that some people can learn more of getting, having more knowledge. But bear in mind that what social media is creating at this 21st century now is creating damage, havoc, than success. So, what is your opinion?
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, you see, the social media again has come to bring to the surface the issue of human frailty. As human beings, you discover that generally people tend towards the negatives. Yes, people tend towards evil. Why? The social media, like rightly said, we can come to it to gain knowledge, to gain skills. Yes, we can. You see, we can learn a lot of positive things that will better our lives, better our community, better our world on the social media. You see, so we can come to the social media like we cannot overemphasize this fact that you can better your economic lifestyles in with respect to finance now. Yeah, you can come there and do that. But you see, again, this issue of what I call an internal proclivity, an internal bent towards evil has taken hold of, man, and it has brought itself through, rather than choosing what is good, we come and abuse what is good and begin to do evil. You see, like you rightly said, for instance, you know how that the young ones, they will come there to learn a lot of things that will destroy them. I understand now, for instance, you can come to the social media and hide your real identity. You can put up a face that is not your own, to deceive. You understand my point? And then some other young people, as they are looking at it, they begin to feel that it looks like everybody that they are viewing, they have perfect shape and they have everything going on for them. But for these youths, they don't have the kind of shape they want, and that puts a pressure on them to begin to, what will I call it now, to look on them, to look down on themselves, not to appreciate their God, unique features that God has given unto them. And that eventually leads to depression. that leads to anxiety, low self-esteem, lack of confidence, and eventually it leads to suicide. You understand? And then also you talk about families. You know, it's amazing how people will bring family matters. I mean, that should be private, and they will bring it to the internet and make it a public consumption. And of course, if you make your life a public consumption, you'll be consumed. You'll be consumed. People will come and begin to, you know, say all manner of things that are not right. For instance, I was on the net, social media of late, and I saw a case where somebody was commenting on another person's child as belonging to, you know, insinuating as belonging to another person. Not afraid, simply because probably they want to get traction. You understand? They want to get followership. And that's evil, until he was taken to, probably threatened that they are taking him to court, and then he had to now come out and begin to appeal to the people, saying, you know, they are Christians, they are pastors, and they shouldn't go the line they want to go. And they was crying, and eventually I didn't follow it. I don't know how it ended. But what I'm trying to say is that, what is your business to create such a fracas in another family simply because you want to gain followership? You understand? So such is the evil use to which the social media has been put. And of course, there is a lot of, if you look at the content that's been created. Now, I'm sorry, I wasn't going to, this issue is a global issue. But sometimes, of course, we don't. I don't have time to be going through all the nations. Let me see this nation. What are they showing? But from where I come from, I will not call the name. You know, I won't call the name. You know.
Okay, that's nice.
I see some. I discovered that most of the time you will see suggestions of immorality. Now, imagine, by the time you consume such and you think it doesn't have effect on you, it does. Because now you are weakening your soul and you are giving the flesh power to move you down. So in the day of temptation, instead of you to have ability to, you know, quote scriptures, it is that which your heart is filled with, which is the immoral content that you have viewed over time, that will first come to the fore, and God help you if you will not yield to it. You understand my point? So, and that is what's prevalent now. Just go. Things that has nothing to do with sexual connotation, they find a way of bringing it because they've seen the frailty of man. You understand? So such is the evil. Like I said, there is the good side, but because of the frailty of man, because of, you know, that thing called I don't know whether it's allowed here, but that thing called iniquity is a bent towards a proclivity towards wrong. You understand my point? So because of that, what we should use for our own benefit, we have used for our own destruction. You understand? Such is what is prevalent now, and it will only take the wise to take firm disciplinary measures on themselves, and if they are family people, and of course on their family. You understand? And let me quickly say this: if you look at the world we are living today, it's as if it is the children that are now the parents. You understand? The children now become the parents, in the sense that the parents are afraid to deny their children, you know, phone at a very tender age. You understand? And if you're an adult, if you be honest with yourself, you have challenges with being able to control yourself in terms of content consumption. You now give it to, you know, a 10-year-old, a 13-year-old. You understand my point? Whose proclivity towards evil is just being awakened at a very high level, or also whose inquisitiveness is being awakened. You give it to, you now give them such access without proper disciplinary measures in place. What do you think they will do? Of course, they will follow the path of least resistance, where the current flows. That's where they will go, and they will choose that which is wrong. So my prayer is that not just prayer, of course, and also word of advice is, let parents look at what the children are consuming. Let also the parents themselves look at the bias towards the internal proclivity towards evil, deal with that so that they can use the social media for a very profitable use. Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor Sam. Yes, we've discussed about social media, how social media constantly engage in comparison that fill with negative, that creating emotions, envy, shame, and backbiting, jealousy, gossip, and etc. etc. In this scenario, so which means it is necessary to focus on what is good on social media rather than putting our step towards the bad side of social media, because we see that social media has created a lot of things. I could remember or read one of this one story concerning a young boy of 14 years old that met somebody online and then capitalized on that vulnerable for that vulnerable boy. You know, in the area of persuaded that boy to be doing all nasty thing, and he grabbed the boy while the boy sent his naked picture to him, not knowing that that guy want to use that picture to blackmail him to the extent that this boy committed suicide until the Interpol traced that boy down to West Africa, which I would not like to mention that country. And then, you know, it was being tracked down and arrested. Those are the part of evil of social media. I've read some times ago, a young girl from America met a guy in UK here, and later day, nobody know the whereabouts of that girl up to tomorrow. A lot of things happen on social media. On social media, we've seen a lot or saw a lot of things that you have issue that you can deal with personally. Consulting the therapist or somebody that's senior you can listen to advice. Maybe you go to the church or mosque or somebody that you can seek for advice. You know, come to social media, expose yourself. People capitalize on this to make money on you, to blackmail you, to put you to distress, to put you to emotional mental health. Those are the things that social media is creating. So to move on, Pastor Logan, we've talked about
with you.
How does behavior affect attitude?
Okay. Thank you.
On social media.
Thank you. Everything in life comes in 2 pages. Advantageous pages and disadvantageous pages. Good pages and bad pages. Love and hate. So all these things they are part and parcel of our society, of our life. Now, if we say because there is too much parasite at home, and for that reason, the solution to fighting those parasites will be to set the building on fire to get rid of the parasite, then we'll be doing ourselves more damage than good. Now, looking at the advantages of social media, it helps people to make money, it helps to gain knowledge, it helps to meet good friends, it improves economy, it creates awareness, and the list can go on and on and on. Now, if we now say because there are other bad sides to social media, and for that reason we shun it, we won't be helping ourselves because the world is moving on. Social media is part and parcel of development. It is part and parcel of the things we will live with in our world, in our generation especially. So it will continue to affect people's behavior, whether for good or for bad. So it is left for every parent now to check what your child is doing on social media. It's left for every adult to discipline themselves, just as Pastor Sam said earlier. Without discipline, lo and behold, one can easily be, swept away with the negativity that you go to social media to look for. And no matter what, everything we see, everything we hear affect us. If you continue to hear bad things, it will affect you over time. If you continue to look at things that are not that are morally bad, it will affect you in the long run. So you have to make your choice. What do you go to social media to look for? And that is the only way you can safeguard your behavior when it comes to things that are trending on social media. As for social media, good things will trend, bad things will trend. As for social media, show of shame will come up. Educative things will also come up. So it depends on the choice of the individual. But when it comes to our children, parents owe the children quite a lot until they get to the age where they can decide between right and wrong. Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor Logun. So what you are saying is behavior can likewise influence attitude, because when our foot or put our foot in the door philonymon, for instance, when we take steps towards small project and we seek advice for that small step that we take in order to move further and to become bigger. Now, when we adapt that behaviors, when we follow that path from the smallest part of it and it's going up gradually, when we listen to the advice that can be able to motivate us, that can be able to direct us in a good directions, that can make us to excel in life, that can make us to be focused, that can make us to be positive in whatever that we do. So with it, so our behaviors now we create with our attitude towards bigger project or things that we are focusing. So is that what you are being referring to or being explained, Pastor Logun?
Yeah, what I'm trying to say to us is social media is a large, it's a very wide platform where everybody can go and pick whatever they want. Social media will always display what it has to display, whether good or bad. You are the one to choose the one that is good for you. If you're looking for things that will promote your business, go to social media and look for something relevant to your business, something that will promote your business positively. So concentrate on that which will give you advantage on social media. If, like the saying of the wise, an idle hand is the devil's workshop. Now, if you go to social media just because you are idle, you're looking for anything, then of course you find anything. So one may live to regret what he picked on social media that is not helpful to him. But whatever you want in this our generation, you can find it on social media.
Thank you.
Just like you said earlier, people go there to learn how to shoot gun. People go there to learn how to commit all sorts of crimes. Now, all these crimes, They've been in existence before the days of social media. The only disadvantage is that social media tend to promote it as a way of educating people. So if someone wants to go to social media to learn bad things, there are quite a number of bad things on social media he or she can learn. So there's no doubt about that. You should discipline yourself. What are you going to social media to pick?
Okay.
That's my take.
Thank you. So with it now, it leads us to larger steps towards the same goal. Thank you. The next question before we go. What is a good, when I did my research on social media, I discovered that the social media is not 50-50. You get what I mean? It's not 50-50.
Yeah.
I see that the evil on social media is about 60% to 40%. So the bad side of it is 60%, whereby the 40% is good side of it, positive side of social media. Now let us come in to the positive side of effect of social media. You will see that on social media today, a lot of people being liberated. In what area? In poverty. As Pastor Sam said, we see that social media is a platform that we can discuss politics, education, social, moral, and etc. etc. But why that the positive side of social media of 21st century is lesser than the negative side of social media of 21st century? Pastor Sam.
I think I already answered that question, whether I mentioned the proclivity towards wrongdoing. You understand? Naturally, humans have a bent towards the wrong. You understand? We always look for a way of indulging ourselves, you see, not caring about the consequences. You understand? For instance, by the grace of God, we are all over 50. And you know, for instance, that given the age we are in right now, we should watch our health. Permit me, don't be offended with this little digression. I just want to explain why, even with social media in our time, it tends towards the negative, you know, with respect to how we use it. Now, you know, for instance, that you should cut down on sugar, you should cut down on fatty foods and, you know, fast food and all that. You understand my point? Not that you don't take them at all, but as in you put measures in place to help you as you age to still remain strong and vital and useful. But a lot of people are not doing that. You see, people are still drinking, people are still, you know, eating wrong. And why? Because it suits the taste. And of course, you understand my point. For instance, to eat good, for instance, people will tell you, you know, it costs more and all that. But when you think of the side effect, where it will land you tomorrow, you know that I should watch this. But naturally, because there is this proclivity towards, you know, that which puts us into trouble, we choose that. Now, bring that down to, you know, this issue of social media. There is a bent in man, in people generally, to abuse what is good. It will take serious discipline, self-awareness, you know, knowing who you are to be able to use the internet well. It will take that. You see, I know you've not, permit me to just chip this in because very soon we'll be off this platform.
Yes, yes.
I want to quickly chip this in, which I want us to really consider. And it is how this social media is destroying our mental health.
Hmm.
Somebody said that for a child 1 year old, when you give birth to your child, for the first 1 year, don't allow that child come near your phone, because of course that's what they will use for the social media.
Hmm.
Are you with me?
Yeah,
A
yeah.
lady was, yeah, a lady was explaining how that this thing, the social media, using the phone, to access YouTube, to access Instagram, to access TikTok, Snapchat, and all that. He said, see, and if you look at let's take the TikTok, for instance, where you just scroll, you just scroll, you just scroll, you just scroll. Now, you think that that's a harmless practice. You must say, no, it's destroying the brain and it is reducing your attention span.
Hmm.
So now you go to a local restaurant to buy something, and then you meet a long queue there. Now your ability to be patient has been eroded through the issue of just scrolling. You understand my point? Through the issue of just scrolling, watching different things that has become addictive. And then now when you get there, you see that there's a long queue. Rather than, wait patiently, the child begins to demonstrate, Mommy, I can't wait. I can't. I'm tired. Now, he said that's the effect of, that which the child was being used to. The brain damage, the mental, imbalance that we don't consider, the programming towards, wrongdoing. You understand, sir? So I really want to say that we should, Daddy has said it, as parents, we look at what our children are consuming and all that. But, sir, let me quickly also say that even on the positive side, sir, on the positive side, there could still be danger. They said too much of everything is bad.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, on the positive side, you're asking, why is it that today we have the negative being, more? And they said that our proclivity towards evil accounts for that. But even on the positive content, damage could still be done if it has become addictive for you.
Hmm.
You understand my point? Where you go and then, okay, let's say it's a spiritual thing. You want to listen to messages, and then you keep on going there, and you are listening, you are listening, you are listening, you are listening. As in, you keep scrolling and you finish one, you go to that one, finish one, you go to that one. It's becoming addictive. It's becoming addictive.
Yeah.
And it's affecting you. You understand my point? Yes, it's affecting you. So whether on the positive side or the negative side, it's still good we look at the issue of social media and bring our consumption to, a reasonable level. I want to use the word reasonable level. What is reasonable for one person might not be for another person, but
Yeah.
you see, we should look into that. So
Thank
thank you.
thank
I
you
hope
very much.
I was able to answer the question of why it's more on the negative. It's
Yeah,
simple.
yes, of course.
Bias.
Beyond. Thank you very much, Pastor Sam from South Africa. Pastor Logo, before we go, in 1 minute, Pastor Sam mentioned, and you really focus on children. What of the adults?
Mhm.
What of the
Okay.
adults? So, in 1 minute, so what can you
Yeah,
explain or
yeah.
say?
In terms of the adult, I mean, looking at the country where we live, when an adult does something, they hold him responsible for his action. But when it comes to children, the system will be looking for an adult to blame. And most of the time, you find out that the blame goes to the parent. So that is why parents should be more responsible to what their children are exposed to safeguard themselves, to protect the life of the children, and of course to help build a better society. So we are more responsible and more concerned about little children in everything we do in the society. So adults, they are old enough to take responsibility to themselves. But children, adults owe children a lot.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Pastor Sam
So,
from South Africa, thank you for
thank you.
honoring my invitation.
Thank
I
you, sir.
appreciate you. God bless you.
Amen.
Pastor
Thank you.
Ologun from United Kingdom, thank you very much for also always honoring my invitation.
God
God
bless you.
bless you. Thank you. And
Amen.
we've reached the end of our program. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.